Discuss the major Iron Age culture of North India.
Introduction. The Iron Age in the Indian subcontinent began around 1200 BCE, marked by the widespread use of iron tools and weapons. In North India, this age transformed agriculture, settlement patterns, and socio-political structures. Archaeology identifies several distinct cultures from this period, notably the painted grey ware, PGW, northern black polished ware, NBPW, and other localized rural-urban iron-based cultures. 1. Painted grey ware, PGW, culture. Period. Circa 1200 BCE 600 BCE. Region, Gangai-Muna Doab, Haryana, Punjab, parts of Rajasthan. Features. Fine grey pottery with black geometric designs. Iron implements, plowshares, knives, spearheads, arrowheads. Predominantly rural settlements with occasional fortifications. Cultural significance, often linked with the epic age, particularly the Mahabharata. 2. Northern black polished ware, NBPW, culture. Period. C. 700 BCE, 200 BCE. Region, Ganga Plains, Bihar, eastern Uttar Pradesh, parts of Madhya Pradesh. Features. Highly polished black or dark grey pottery. Urbanization, emergence of Mahajanpads, planned cities, trade, and coinage. Extensive use of iron tools leading to agricultural surplus. Cultural significance, associated with the rise of trade and urban life before and during the Mauryan period. 3. Other rural Iron Age cultures. Eastern India, local iron tool cultures in Assam, Bihar, and adjoining areas. Agricultural expansion, iron plows improved land cultivation, irrigation methods developed. Social change, transition from tribal structures to organized states. Caste system became more rigid. Impact of the Iron Age. Agricultural revolution, deep plowing increased productivity. Trade and urbanization, surplus production enabled growth of markets and towns. Political organization, formation of Janpadas and Mahajanpadas, leading to imperial systems. Cultural exchange, spread of technologies and artistic forms across regions. Conclusion. The Iron Age cultures of North India laid the groundwork for the socio-economic and political frameworks of Indian civilization. The adoption of iron technology enhanced both production and defense capabilities, facilitating the growth of Mahajanpadas, urban centers, and imperial traditions. This period marks the transition from the Vedic way of life to a more historically documented phase of Indian history.
What are the main features of Buddhism?
Main features of Buddhism. 1. Middle path. The core teaching of Buddhism is the middle path, which avoids the extremes of indulgence and severe asceticism. The Buddha realized that neither luxury nor harsh austerity leads to liberation. It promotes a balanced, disciplined life. 2. 4 Noble Truths. Buddhist philosophy is based on 4 noble truths. Dukkha, life is full of suffering. Dukkha samudaya, the cause of suffering is desire, tanha. Dukkha nirodha, the cessation of desire leads to the end of suffering. Dukkha nirodhagmini patipda, the eightfold path leads to the cessation of suffering. 3. Eightfold path. The Buddha prescribed the eightfold path for ending suffering. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This path develops moral conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. 4. Doctrine of no self, anatta. Buddhism rejects the concept of a permanent soul. A person is a combination of 5 aggregates: form, sensation, perception, mental formations, and consciousness, that are constantly changing. 5. Impermanence, anicca. Everything in the world is transient and ever-changing. This principle reduces attachment and desire. 6. Karma and rebirth. Buddhism believes in the law of karma. Good deeds lead to happiness, while bad deeds bring suffering. Rebirth continues until nirvana is attained. 7. Non-violence and compassion. Buddha emphasized non-violence, compassion, and kindness towards all living beings. Harming any creature is sinful. 8. Nirvana. Nirvana is the ultimate goal of Buddhism, signifying the complete eradication of desire, ignorance, and hatred, thus ending the cycle of birth and death. 9. Silence on God's existence. Buddha remained silent on the question of God's existence, focusing instead on practical liberation rather than metaphysical debates. 10. Social outlook. Buddhism rejects caste distinctions and rituals, promoting equality and fraternity for all.
What is a Veda? Discuss the 4 Vedas briefly.
Introduction. The Vedas are the oldest and most sacred scriptures of ancient Indian civilization. Composed between roughly 1500 BCE and 500 BCE, they are written in Sanskrit and form the foundation of Vedic literature. They are called Shruti, that which is heard, because they were believed to be divinely revealed to sages, rishis. The Vedas cover knowledge, philosophy, rituals, and moral principles guiding various aspects of life. Brief description of the 4 Vedas. Rig Veda, the oldest Veda, containing 10 mandalas and 1028 hymns. Dedicated to deities like Indra, Agni, Varuna, and others. Contains hymns praising natural forces and describing rituals. Yajur Veda focuses on the procedures of sacrifices, yagyas, and offerings. Divided into Shukla Yajur Veda and Krishna Yajur Veda. Guides priests in performing rituals accurately. Sama Veda, known as the Veda of melodies, contains chants derived mainly from Rig Veda hymns, set to musical notes. Used especially in the Soma sacrifice. Atharva Veda includes hymns, spells, charms, medicinal knowledge, and domestic rituals. Deals with everyday life, healing practices, and peace invocations. Conclusion. The 4 Vedas are not only religious texts but also valuable sources of cultural, philosophical, and scientific knowledge from the Vedic period. They harmoniously combine the spiritual and practical aspects of human life.
Discuss the concept of Neolithic Revolution.
Introduction. The Neolithic Revolution refers to the significant transformation in human history, when societies shifted from a nomadic hunting-gathering lifestyle to a settled agricultural way of life. This change occurred around 10,000 BCE in different parts of the world, and marked the beginning of the Neolithic Age. Key features. Agriculture, the domestication of plants such as wheat, barley, rice, and maize replaced wild food gathering. Animal domestication, animals like sheep, goats, cattle, and pigs were domesticated, providing food, clothing, and labor. Permanent settlements, people began building permanent houses, leading to the development of villages. Tool advancement, use of polished stone tools and later metal tools improved farming efficiency. Social organization, surplus production encouraged trade, social hierarchies, and specialized professions. Cultural developments, pottery, weaving, and religious practices became more elaborate, with early forms of temples and rituals. Significance. The Neolithic Revolution laid the foundation for civilization, enabling population growth, economic diversification, and cultural development. It marked a shift from dependence on nature to controlling and modifying the environment. Conclusion. The Neolithic Revolution was not merely an economic change but a comprehensive transformation in human society, technology, and culture.
What were the major elements of Harrappan religion?
Major elements of Harrappan religion. 1. Nature worship. Harrappans worshipped natural forces like the sun, moon, rivers, and trees. The worship of sacred trees, especially the peepal tree, is evident from seals and terracotta figures. 2. Mother goddess worship. Numerous terracotta figurines suggest the cult of a mother goddess, symbolizing fertility and prosperity. She was believed to ensure agricultural abundance. 3. Proto-Shiva, Pashupti, cult. A famous seal depicts a horned deity seated in a yogic posture, surrounded by animals, interpreted as Pashupti, Proto-Shiva. This suggests early elements of Shaivism. 4. Animal worship. Figures of bulls, elephants, and other animals indicate they held sacred significance. The humped bull was particularly revered. 5. Symbolism and fertility cult. Symbols like the swastika and motifs of fertility were common. Worship of phallic symbols, linga, and female reproductive symbols was prevalent. 6. Absence of temples. No grand temples have been found. Worship likely occurred in homes or open spaces. Small altars and fire pits suggest ritualistic practices. 7. Ritual purity and water. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro indicates ceremonial bathing for purification purposes. Conclusion. The Harrappan religion was nature-centric, fertility-oriented, and symbol-based, with early hints of later Hindu traditions like Shaivism and mother goddess worship. It lacked monumental temples but was rich in symbolic and ritualistic practices, reflecting a deep connection between religion, nature, and daily life.
Black and red ware culture.
The black and red ware culture, prominent in parts of North and Central India c. 1000 to 600 BCE, is identified primarily by its distinctive pottery, vessels with a burnished black upper surface and red lower portion produced by specialized firing techniques. BRW appears across the Ganga-Yamuna Doab, eastern Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and parts of Bihar, and is associated with late Bronze Early Iron Age contexts. Settlements were mostly village-based, showing agriculture, animal husbandry and localized craft specialization. BRW contexts often include simple burials and hearths, indicating domestic and ritual use. The culture signals technological shifts, increasing use of iron implements, and regional interaction across emerging polity zones.
Atman-Brahman doctrine.
The Atman-Brahman doctrine, central to the Upanishadic tradition, asserts the essential unity between the individual self, Atman, and the ultimate universal reality, Brahman. According to this teaching, apparent multiplicity and ego-based identity are illusory. True knowledge, jnana, reveals that one's inner essence is identical with the infinite, attributeless Brahman. Realization of this identity leads to moksha, the liberation from the cycle of birth and death, sasra. Ethical conduct, meditation, and philosophical inquiry are means to this insight. The doctrine underpins Advait Vedanta and profoundly shaped Hindu metaphysics by prioritizing experiential knowledge over ritual formalism.
Maurya art.
Mauryan art, c. 322 to 185 BCE, flourished under state patronage and reflects monumental ambition, technical polish, and cross-cultural influences. Hallmarks include highly polished sandstone pillars with animal capitals, example, Sarnath lion capital, rocket chambers, Barabar and Nagarjuni caves, and large-scale sculptural and architectural patronage associated with Ashoka's propagation of dharma. The Mauryan polish, a glossy finish, and precision carving show possible Achaemenid and Hellenistic influence, while motifs such as the lotus, palmet, and animal forms become standardized. Maurya art combined didactic political purposes, edicts, imperial imagery, with evolving religious architecture that set precedents for later Indian sculptural and architectural traditions.
Ajivikas.
The Ajivikas were an ascetic, Rama sect founded by Makkali Gosla, contemporaneous with early Buddhism and Jainism. Their core doctrine emphasized niti, fatalism or determinism. All events and lives are predetermined, leaving little scope for personal moral agency or karma-driven change. Ajivikas practiced severe asceticism and maintained a structure of wandering mendicants and monastic communities. They enjoyed patronage at times. Mauryan rulers provided rocket caves, example Barabar, and royal support is recorded in later traditions. The sect gradually declined and disappeared, but it played a role in the religious plurality of ancient India and in debates about free will, ethics, and soteriology.
Mahajanpad.
Mahajanapadas were the 16 major political units that emerged in northern India by the 6th-4th centuries BCE, such as Magad, Kosala, Avanti, Vatsa, Kuru and Pankla. These units evolved from tribal chiefdoms into larger kingdoms and republican polities, driven by iron agriculture, surplus production, trade expansion, and urban growth. Mahajanapadas developed administrative structures, standing armies, coinage, and fortified towns. Political competition among them laid the groundwork for state formation. Magad's strategic advantages, rich plains, resource control, trade routes, enabled it eventually to unify much of India under imperial dynasties like the Mauryas.